Hey, so 5 stages of Amazon product life cycle. In this video, we're going to discuss this topic and kind of talk about each level of this life cycle of a product on Amazon. This video is going to be helpful for beginner sellers, for advanced sellers who want to understand what kind of stage they're on, what to do in different stages in order to have a better kind of history of sales on your product. And if you don't get sales, maybe you understand why you're not getting. If you are getting sales, maybe you want to secure your position in this level of sales, etc. It's going to be a detailed video. Timestamps are going to be available in the description, and all the beneficial resources that will appear in this video will also be in the description. Today with me, Oleg from aNavigator. Guys help brands on Amazon, advanced sellers, small sellers with their PPC, pay-per-click. More information about aNavigator in the description as well. And Oleg is going to help us with the presentation today. Oleg, man, what's up? How are you doing today? Good to see you.
Thank you. I'm fine. Thank you for having me here.
Yes, sir.
Really excited.
Welcome.
The last video we did, I remember, I think maybe a year ago or so.
Yeah, we'll have it in the description too. It's how to become the niche leader in your niche. So also I would recommend it to the viewers because you would like maybe to become the niche leader or at least go to that position. So we have it in the description. And Oleg, can you tell us about yourself, man, about aNavigator, and then we're going to dive into the content.
So I came to Amazon space in 2015 after selling my startup in revenue management for hospitality business, but it's different story. Even more backward, my background is computer science. So this is how I approach everything in life and in business as well. I started my private label. I was looking for some side gigs that will give me a lot of time being on the beach. Eventually it became a full-time plus business. So we get to 7 figures, and I sold my Amazon private label. On the way also I developed aMaZowl, so we help businesses to do market analytics on Amazon. At some point I met my co-founder of aNavigator, Alexander. He was a PPC guru, especially in Russian-speaking community, but even like he's still now part of all this top PPC agencies, groups as well. Mm-hmm. Our idea was like from all experience with our products and with different people that we used to work in different setups. The solution is like Amazon PPC is a tool Amazon gives us. This is what they want us to use and pay for. By the way, if you don't know, this is the fastest growing department of Amazon on the revenue. So they're doing pretty well on our payments. But from other side, it's really missing understanding of what's going on in the market, because you not measure like basically all the game on Amazon is you fight your market share from someone else. So there is like, even though it's a huge platform, there is a lot of demand, but it's finite number, and you can measure how many people looking for this specific product. So if you take it, if you don't, someone else take it. So it's all about fighting for the market share. And so we build this kind of a software solution. Then we end up understanding that most of the brands, they don't need all this data science dashboards because someone need to digest it and do something. Yeah. So we kind of like in the beginning on 2021, we pivot as a service agency. So what we do now, we help brands, I call it, we help brands scale on Amazon using data science, but this is a cliche or how we say it. But we help big brands. We have like a multinational company that we work. We have advanced sellers that started 2015, and we have some small sellers in our portfolio as well. So now we manage more than, I think, 100 different niches. And having all this experience and our approach, again, as I mentioned, computer science guys, so I want everything to be super structured, formalized, and so we end up having these stages of the product life cycle on Amazon that I really want to share with you, because we find it super helpful, even for very experienced guys that have been on Amazon for years and doing like very good. The main question that we see, I explain it like lack of clarity. But usually like, okay, what should we do? Let's try this tactic. Let's try this. Yeah, and 2 years ago, this worked well. This is, I don't know, like for me, it's usually
it's not the way to go, you mean?
Yes, yes,
Okay.
yes. Especially if you want to, be as a business owner, I want to be my business to be sustainable,
Yeah,
growing,
true.
scalable. So, like everything is understandable. If my business and depends, okay, today I get sales up, tomorrow I get sales down, and I don't know why, and I don't have any idea what to do. This is in any general business, this is like worst place to be. Yeah,
Yeah, I agree.
so this is how we came to this framework.
Pretty cool, man. Well, yeah, it's great to have you again with us and excited to hear your analytical approach to product life cycle at Amazon. We have a nice presentation today, so let's share it, man. Let's go through it. I'm excited. Yeah,
Absolutely. I hope it will be helpful to
I believe it
many
will.
viewers.
For the listeners, we would
Let's
appreciate
go.
a like on the video if you enjoy it, a dislike if you don't, and let us know in the comments like maybe why you don't enjoy
Yeah.
and why if you did or you have any questions. We're happy to talk. So yeah, and yeah,
I heard
yeah,
someone on the video say like,
yeah.
put thumbs up if you like it and put
Yeah.
thumbs up if you don't. So,
That's also a good idea. Maybe we can switch to that tactic. So yeah, man,
yeah.
I appreciate the input. All right.
Okay, so this is just a broad view of the structure. So we have like few stages, and I will dive deep in every one by one and explain everything. I hope it will make total sense and can be easy to understand where are you. This is not about your brand, it's about every product. And sometimes even if you have few parents with very similar product, every one of them can be on different stage. Okay, so just
Interesting.
first stage, we call it pre-launch. Many people call it launch, but again, it's not about language discussion. It's just a framework to understand the stages and the metrics. So the main idea of the pre-launch, especially you on the stage when you bring something new to the market, or sometimes you've been out of business for even short few weeks or months because of the out of stock or whatever reason. And even if it's very seasonal product, every season you can be on this pre-launch stage again. For example, now we just finished the Q4 season and we have like gift products in our portfolio, like big ones, and some products it worked very well last year and this year it was super good, but some get to this point because conversion. This is the foundation of any success on Amazon. This is a conversion. Basically, how many people get to your page and eventually give you some money, right? And now we even have some tools that we can measure add to cart. You cannot see it in campaign manager, but there is some other more complicated, so you can understand that people put it in the cart or eventually bought it. But the main idea, we bring something to the market, do they like it? Okay, and you can measure the conversion. We mostly measure the conversion not from the business reports. For some, I don't know, it's a separate discussion why. It's mostly easy to measure it on advertisement. So like every product, Amazon is a search engine. This is the main keywords. We want to see if it's like, I don't know, do you have some product example for
Yeah, let's use a grill brush. I'm selling grill brushes. So grill brush, yes,
amazing.
sir. Yes, sir.
Okay, so grill brush is very like functional product. I believe most people buy grill brushes using the term grill brush, right? There's a tool called the Product Opportunity Explorers. I believe grill brush is 50-60% of the searches. You can check it there. I don't remember exactly. So ideally our conversion on this keyword when we put ourselves on the top of the search should be related to the market, because everyone, what is a good conversion? There is no such good conversion, but there is according to the market, and you can see it today in Product Opportunity Explorer, and at some degree you can extract it from brand analytics, so you can understand the conversion of your competitors, and you should be on the same level. Okay, if it's not, it's probably will be very hard to get any further. So sometimes it's about reviews, sometimes it's about images, product positioning, pricing again. So until you figure it out, this initial conversion, it's very hard to get to next stage. Okay, and how we can measure that the conversion is really enough? we start to see some organic sales. Okay, you can check it with some keyword tracker like Helium or something, but even you can see it from general sales. So like I have 8 PPC sales and 2 organic sales. It means we get like initial approval from the Amazon algorithm to say, okay, people buying it. I want to make some money out of your business, right?
Yeah.
So, and I put it organically. And again, I don't know how it's clear, but the biggest advantage of Amazon comparing to other search engine or other platforms like Facebook, Google, whatever, like TikTok, every sales that you generated with PPC can help you grow organically. Not always, there is like sponsored displays, sponsored displays, not really,
Yeah.
but in general, more organic sales you have, more profit you do, because on most of the niches nowadays, PPC can be profitable on very small scale. So you can find like very few targets that can be profitable, but in most cases, your advertisement is break even in good case, right?
I hear you.
So you do the business from organics. And this is the stages, they more or less show how strong your organic representation. So again, this is a pre-launch stage. Okay.
So Oleg, on the pre-launch, let me see if I get you right. So product got to Amazon. Of course, we're not talking about product development here, like to develop a good product that will fit the market. Let's say we did good job there, hopefully. And myself, I sometimes did better job, sometimes not as good job, but that's a bit of a different video topic. But here we have gotten the product to market to Amazon. We have gotten in stock. We now have the option to advertise. It's going to get delivered fast to people. It got distributed through the fulfillment centers. We actually also turn on PPC in our business. We give it like maybe a few days to get distributed among the warehouses, because if we turn it straight away, sometimes only when they started getting the product, the delivery will be late, and hence people will just choose other offers, even if we have good product. But anyway, that's a little thing to share. But then product gets to market. We have already the images, we have our price that we thought about. And then in the first level here, if I understand you right, our goal is to start advertising. Okay, let's say product got to market. Maybe we did get a few initial reviews, maybe not. Depends on the strategy. We do, as we can see here, analyze initial conversions. So we would like to do PPC on main keywords, right? Just to see if at least on some level we do convert. Okay, just to see if we're actually are fitting the market. And if we're not getting any conversions at all, we can get back. There's a problem with the offer. We check our positioning, product pricing. Maybe we lower down the price. Maybe we change pictures, depends. Maybe get a few initial reviews. And then once we start getting some PPC sales, hopefully, and some organic sales, we can check that through Helium 10, let's say, like a keyword tracker and maybe other keyword trackers you're using. And then we can go to the next stage. We're like, okay, we're getting organic traffic. We're getting organic sales. That means Amazon somewhere ranked us. We can check where through Helium 10 or other tools again, and then we sort of good to go to the next stage, if I understand right.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay. Again, especially beginners and small sellers, or even big sellers with good experience with some of the product lines. Okay, we brought new product, it should work like our previous product. Sometimes it's absolutely not. And like, okay, this is the basics. Okay, this is you need to fix your basics, and this is we find it as the fastest and cheapest way to understand if you can get it right. So you can usually like 100 clicks is enough in most cases. You just say, okay, after 100 clicks, I get 0 orders for main keywords, something wrong, right?
And what would be a good number for you? Like, what would you say? Like, okay, that's good enough. Was it 3, 5? I mean, I know it differs between products, but
again,
like
this is a conversion. You go to product opportunity,
I understand,
and you see what your competitors doing for those keywords.
Exactly, perfect, makes sense.
And in general, if it's very like functional product, like grill brush, I believe average conversion should be like 10-15%.
Yeah, it's pretty high there
for the market, because you put your like, I need grill brush, good reviews, good price, looks good,
boom,
done. Okay, but if you go to some, I call it subjective products like fashion or gifts, we now have Christmas gifts. So people go and check, and the conversion, even we have some fashion things, the conversion can be below 1%. But it's normal, like everyone is.
Everyone has it.
Also, how you can see this average conversion, usually cost per click is lower because everyone, the conversion is like 0.5%. So no
Interesting.
one can put beats $10, right? So the conversion, you just understand if you compare to the market, and then as a proof, you see some organic sales.
Perfect.
Next stage of the product's life, we call it launch. Again, it can be product with some history, and good example, we have now one client, he came to us with a product that used to be a bestseller for a few years and made a lot of money. It was huge success. But now market change, all the competitors, they brought like different solution to the same problem. Business almost died. And we now, it used to be a bestseller, but now we're kind of here with the product. We're trying to understand how to get back to some level. Of course, they try to develop the new solution as other competitors did. But what's the idea of the launch? Again, we get some organics, but now it's like conquer and divide, divide and conquer, sorry. This is the thing. Because if we get to this grill brush example, I believe there is like grill brush, grill accessories, and I don't know what else you have, grill brush, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah,
so
for a propane grill, for gas grill brush,
okay,
Bristol free,
yeah.
different solutions, different sub niches in the grill brush market. But yeah.
Yeah. So we call it segmentation, like semantic segmentation. So your product on Amazon, we have only one listing. So you put like your images and your pricing one way. You like say, I'm the best for gas grills, but I'm also okay for others. But this is like, you have only one focus, and probably according to your positioning and your pricing, and you can be very good at some segments. Your conversion with one segment will be much higher, and conversion with another segment will be less good. Okay, and those segments, they have different volume. Probably like grill brush, it will be the biggest segment.
Yes.
And conversion in general will be lower because it's more general term, and people, they have in mind something else, but they put just grill brush, and so overall conversion for this term will be lower. And the idea on this stage is like you divide your semantics. It depends how you collect all the keywords from different tools again, or we nowadays mostly use product opportunity explorer and brand analytics, but many people still use Helium and others, doesn't matter. So you try to divide, and then you start to understand, okay, on those keywords the conversion is good, and cost per order, this is a CPO means, is like reasonable, because sometimes the conversion is very high if I put myself on the top, but the competition so strong that like for $10 products, the bid can be like $5, right? So it's like, on this stage, depends on how like aggressive you want to grow, you choose which segments to start. Again, if you are like small sellers that really like cash flow is very big constraint, we suggest to start from the below. You start with a small volume niche, like, or medium volume niches, but where is your conversion is good enough. So you put little bit like aggressive budget there. And the main idea, like before we wanted to be some organic sales, but now we want to be on first pages. So, and you start to choose with the small segments that you see, okay, good conversion, reasonable CPO, let's put like $50 a day, $100 a day. Again, depends on you. And then when you get to the first page on this segment, you start to get more organic, and this is, you get more income. And then, okay, I conquer this small segment, let's move on to the next one. Because sometimes maybe you start to push and your competitors see it, they start to push harder, and they see, okay, CPO is getting higher. Okay, not ready yet. I describe the slow launch process. Sometimes if you are like big brand and you really believe in your product, we suggest to do opposite. You start from the top, because top brings you most of the business, and sometimes you like push hard 2-3 weeks, and then you starting to get a lot of organic sales from the main keyword. But it depends on your, mostly on cash flow, right, and the stock. I just wanted to have like from yesterday's story, We have a client that he's very experienced on launching products on Amazon and like to get to bestsellers and everything. And he totally believes in new thing. And we started and we get the conversion right, but we needed to do all the pricing very aggressive. And now on this stage, we understand some segments really works well. So we started to push. And then like yesterday, he called us, okay, guys, I'm sorry it's starting, but the stock, Chinese New Year, blah, blah, blah. And like, we don't have stock, right? Right. So we need to basically, we're going to pause everything and get back to this in April, right? When after all this March maximum. So it's all about your stock and cash flow.
Got it, man. So in the second, I guess, phase, if I understand right, we got to some organic positions in the first one. Then we're like, okay, now our next stage is to get to actually first pages for keywords, so we can start getting way more organic sales. And the way we do it, if we are a smaller seller, we have less budget. So if we attack, let's say, and honestly, that's the way in Grill Brush, the bids are pretty high and it's a hard keyword to go. If you want to be in the top, you have to sort of match the sales of the top, and they're selling a lot of units per day. We maybe even don't have the stock, right? Maybe we don't have much stock to even be on the top, but we can still compete in this niche by finding lower relevant keywords. Maybe, let's say, if I just remember, like barbecue grill brush, like BBQ grill brush, maybe that's already a bit smaller term, still relatively big, but maybe if we go to grill brush, let's say stainless steel, maybe there it's fairly big, but like less volume, but still fine conversion rates, and we can try and test our pay-per-click there, see the bids, and maybe that's a place we can actually, with our money, get to higher levels and first pages. So we do that. How do we know like cost per order? Like when do we, or how should we look at that? Like as a smaller seller, as a big seller, how do we kind of know to what is the good CPO for us? Like of course, different prices, different products, but how do we look at that to kind of understand where at least to look at? You know what I mean?
Again, it's very raw computation. I don't like it, but this is what we have because we don't know exactly how Amazon algorithm works. The main idea is we try to calculate, okay, today to get any order, doesn't matter PPC or not PPC, cost us, like you can take last week, you sold 100 units and you spent on PPC 200 USD. Okay, so your cost per order is 200, so like $2 you paid for every order. And then you try to understand what is your margin, right? If your margin for product is $3, so it's absolutely comfortable for you.
Yes.
Okay, so you
definitely,
because you see the conversion, you see the CPO, you probably can scale this segment to some degree. Maybe you cannot do it like 10 times more, but this is why it's good to start from the small ones. So you start to getting more organic. So your overall cost per order, total organic PPC in general is less. This is a separate discussion. We had it in the previous video, I believe. From our experience, the margin is a huge prerequisite to success, right? Because if you sell $10 product and your margin is 10%, it's probably undoable to scale it, right? Otherwise, you like we have similar experience on cheap products, also in barbecue space, but different product. It was like very crowded market, very cheap prices, very low margin. So guys need to bring from home almost 200K, spend it on EPC to be super aggressive. And then we went to the top position. Again, it's very risky. So we've been clear with the client, so it's risky. It looks like the conversion is very high, but the cost per order is crazy. So we need to such and such, and then we will be getting a lot of organics. Eventually, it's profitable business. But it was like quite risky investment, and again, unfair competition in such cases, and so on and so on. So
got it, man.
Now let's get to the next stage. Actually, there is 2 stages, but this is 5, but it's number 3 and number 4 together. In general, this is a scale. So if we get back to this example that we started with the grill brush, and you were selling it on BBQ grill brush, and so you get like, I don't know, like 70 pieces a day level, okay? It's idea to find the balance between how much we spend on PPC. for these segments, because you have probably a few segments that you already conquered. You're on the page one, maybe on the first half of the page one or somewhere. It's find the balance between how many units you need to generate on PPC for those keywords and how many you get organics, because as soon as you stop doing PPC, your organics slowly getting down in most cases. I don't know, like this is a feature of the Amazon algorithm, but I still, it's because other competitors, they take your place.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's all about find the balance, so you take some profit out of the business. Usually, especially if you're small, you need to stabilize the profit to bring more and more inventory, because you understand, okay, I'm selling like 70 pieces a day, but there is a potential maybe like 300 pieces a day. So, but I need to bring the stock, and you prepare, right? And the balance is always shaky. Here, I would like on this stage, I want to show that looks like, we call it spaghetti chart. The main idea, for example, this is a keyword barbecue grill brush, and every line is an ASIN. This is the organic position number 1, organic position number 2, organic position number 25, organic position page 3, and so on. So what we see from this chart is top players, they stable, right? The number 1 is super stable. Number 2 and 3, and then how far you go from the number 1, you started to be more volatile. It's like, you know, like as a stock market thing. And when you get to the page 3, you get one day 0, another day hero and 0. This is usually like, if you don't really unpredictable sale, that you means you somewhere here on the most of the keywords, you are up and down. The more get you to the top, you get more stable. So in most cases, if your price get down, like on December 24, 25, because all the market went down, it's not something wrong with you, right? So it's when you're top player, you basically define the market size. And then we get to the stage number 4 for the next level. So every time you've been, for example, again, just focus on this barbecue grill brush, but you are on middle of the first page, but then someone very similar to you, it's a little bit above. So the main idea is to understand, okay, our BSR is 3,000 and his BSR 2,500. And as we started at the beginning, it's all about the take market share from someone else. So what we need to do, we need to be, we can have a tools, we can learn where he takes the business from brand analytics, etc., and try to squeeze out his positions from someone else. So we take like his market share. And again, we need to stabilize profit, revenue, and spend, stock, and the next level and next level. And the main tool we use here is SQPD, is a search query performance dashboard in the brand analytics. It's relatively new, I think half a year, I don't know exactly. And it's now even downloadable, so you can really understand. It shows exactly how much organic views you get in percentage from all the competitors and how many orders you get. So from my perspective, it's much more precise that we use like keyword trackers to see what is our position. So sometimes our position is good, but we don't really get any. So it's this is much more precise data.
You can see it per keyword, right? You can see
it per keyword by brand, and you can see it per keyword by ASIN. So you see exactly, you know, maybe we can have a separate video on this tool, because I find it exciting for me, but most of people I talk to, it's a little bit confusion, and maybe we can, you know, get some help and let people use it more, because it's an amazing tool. Okay, so stage number 4, it's all about getting all this ladder on the next level, and usually with, okay, this is a competitor that doing a little bit more, let's fight him. Okay, the next one. Sometimes there's like huge gap in reviews, like we have like 2,000 reviews, and next level is 25,000 reviews, right? So again, we can get to this stage, our pricing more aggressive, see how our CPO cost per order with this pricing gets, because we get less margin, but is it still scalable? And then so now we can hit this guy and outsell him as well and get his placement.
So I wanted to say, Oleg, in this case, you're saying like competitors, and maybe we did discuss in this video or not, it's like your main competitors. And what I mean by that, let's say I have a grill brush, right? And we have a bristle-free grill brush. What does it mean? So there's a segment of the market that uses a grill brush to clean a grill, but there is no bristles on it. There are little bristles on a grill brush, for those who maybe don't know how it looks, to clean the grill. This is the most popular solution, but there are sub niches in this product. Like one of them is called bristle free brush. So there's no bristles because they might get in your food. People are afraid of that. So sub niche kind of got established, and it's called bristle free. So there are different ways to clean a grill without having any bristles, safer ways. So let's say you have a bristle free grill brush, if I understand right, and you have similar competitors that look very much like you. So this is kind of your hit BSR of next competitor. Is like maybe there's a lot of similar brushes and different ones, but the ones that are in the same sub niche, I would say, right, with you, your goal is to overcome their keyword positions, BSR eventually, so you get more sales. So you need to look at them, and of course, if you analyze your market, you will know them.
Right. Yeah, you're totally right. It's all about the segmentation of the market. It's not segmentation of the keywords, it's segmentation of the market. Usually what I try to approach is we go to the category, because probably you are in the same category. Sometimes it's a little bit complicated, but for example, this is a
different solution. This is
this is a different solution. But for example, I'm trying to see something similar.
Like a different, I mean, this is like the main brush is sort of this brush.
This is what
right?
you do, right?
Yeah.
This is your product. Q number 13, and your BSR is, why I don't see the Helium? Your BSR is 3,000, right? And we go forward and we see, okay, number 10. Okay, it's the same brand, I see. No, it's different. Same brand, but
same brand.
Let's make it. Okay, again, the same
again,
brand,
right? He's dominating here, this dude.
The guy is good.
Yes.
For example, if it's like different brand, so if you're in this position, your next step is you not fight with this one, you not fight with this one, you fight with this one. After you took your market share from this one, and what is the market share? It's amount of people that see you on Amazon via PPC and via organics. It's just Amazon, they sell your page real estate, right? So and what we understand, they try to estimate the algorithm to save the time for the customer. So if someone get to Amazon and they put real brush and they know a lot of information about this person because Amazon Prime, they have too much information about them. So we need to show them this reel and not this one. Probably they spend less time and feed them and buy and everything. So again, so we need to, when we get to this position number 10 with this product, and again we find the balance and we say, we want to get to next level. We see, this is the guy next, right? Are we better? Maybe we can be more aggressive with the price for some time, and then we take all the keywords that this guy is fighting and so on and so on. And then next level. But in case, for example, in this niche, top player is this kind of solution. I believe it's different. And for example, use this product. I think it's patented product. Yes, it's a different story. In this case, you can be number one in your sub niche, as you call it, and maybe you never be a top player in the niche. Usually, it's a good idea to extend your product line and say, if everyone, this is what they want, and I try to convince the market that they need this. So maybe I need customer focused brands. Usually they are most successful, but sometimes it's okay. You can be this guy. They sell it much more expensive. So I believe the margin is higher. It's not about I need the bestseller page. Not always. You can number one in your sub niche and be super strong, and it can be fine. Again, I want to go by stages. On the first stage, we want to see some organics. After the second stage, we want to be on the first pages for some keywords. Then we start to focus on BSR and getting more and more. And eventually we became a top player in our sub niche or in niche in general. And when we became a top player, our goal is like what we did before, we chase the leader to take something out of him. And now we change the roles, right? Now we are the leader and we need to do all the best to not get anyone behind, like all this, when they do cyclist trips. So if you're a leader, you need to keep the ride so they will never get you on the turn and so on. So, and sometimes when you get to the leader position, in some cases, we have to be even more aggressive with advertisement to keep this position. But in overall, we're getting like big percentage of market share. And if we have some organics, and ideally we have a bestseller badge, so the profit is much higher.
And also there is the exceptional things, right? That
absolutely, I miss
which,
it.
Yeah,
we have
there you go.
Exceptional states, because sometimes you want to sell off the product because you decide it's not working anymore, or it's not needed by market, or something. You have some issues with the product, but whatever. It's a good idea to sell off something that's not working and free your resources and focus on what's working. Like 80-20 rule is super important. Sometimes it's off season. When it's off season, what we found out, it's super important to still keep visibility and organic position for even like Christmas gifts. We still run a little bit of advertisement on the Christmas gift keywords to keep, when the Christmas season starts in November, we already number one on page number one, right? And again, you need to find the balance between your profit and spend, but it's important. So like off season, you need to prepare for the season. And sometimes you get rating issues, like everyone is in niche 4.3 and you get 4.2, it shows like 4 stars only, not 4.5 stars, right? And just overnight, all of your performance of advertising and organics just went wrong, right? At this stage, you need to be clear with yourself, get few steps back, and then say, okay, what I'm doing, I'm fixing the product, or I'm trying to, sell more with more aggressive pricing, get less profit, but okay, get more reviews or whatever, restart, do another variation. But we have clients that the rating went down, but they still focus on like, yesterday it was growing, I want to keep growing, but you're just lying to yourself, right? It's not helping you, not in short run, not in long term.
Got it.
Okay, and another exceptional state, of course, is a ban, block, or something that happens. So probably it's just you go to all these lawyers, appeals, and it's a different story. You cannot do much on the sales. My main idea with this framework is like we have daily checks with our team on every day. We check every product that we're managing, like what's going on, where we are. So like if we're here, over here, it's different KPIs for every product. So when we scale, we check SQPD and we understand profit, gross profit, everything. If we just hear everything else, it doesn't matter. It's all about conversion and so on. So we have it like a Kanban dashboard. So we move the products back and forth to be really. It makes a lot of clarity and understanding what to do, and both for the clients and for our team as well.
So we're gonna have Oleg contacts of you, of aNavigator, your agency, if people want to talk to you and get help with their growth strategies, with their pay-per-click, whether if it's a big brand, international brand, advanced seller, or even small seller. Can you tell us about how you can help?
Yeah, basically, we can help in 3 ways. Number one, if it's a big company that doing a lot of management, we can provide a full team that will be doing everything what I mentioned, and all the PPC management and all the recommendations. So like we like to work with the big brands. So we have, it's usually a team of 4 or 5 people that will be dedicated. Number two, we help Amazon sellers, mostly private labels. They have few products maybe. For them, the main thing we do, we help them save the time. So probably they more or less understand everything and they do it themselves, or they have someone in the team doing it. But as a seller, you have a lot of things on your plate. You have logistics, you have new products. It can be taken. So we save a lot of time and provide huge visibility. You see exactly what's going on. And number three, for small sellers, usually it's too much, but we find out especially for small sellers that at least somewhere here that started to get some organics, but really in the end, but not really getting to the top. We do 3 months intervention. So we set up all the segments, we define all the strategies, we try all different experiments with the pricing, with the competitors. And after 3 months, you have your dashboard. It's real dashboard that you can use and clear processes. So you can do it yourself until you get to the scale that you overwhelm, and probably you get back to us again to take the full management. Yeah, this is what we do.
Perfect, man. So we're going to have all the links in the description and to your profiles. People can talk to you, plus your agency, where they can get more help. Maybe there's going to be a Google form or something. We're going to see. It's all going to be in the description. Oleg, anything else you want to say before we finish the video?
Yeah, if you want to take anything else, from my presentation, conversion. Focus on conversion always. Everything else will follow. And good luck in 2023. I wish you that, because probably it will be not easiest year. Yeah, but last year it worked well. And nowadays, but the market changing so fast, and almost in every niche, and everything is changed. And you don't want doctor to prescribe you a medicine based on your blood work from the 2 years ago. Probably not. So same here. So you need to be really understand that the market is changing, and if you adapt yourself to the market, you can grow and keep going. If you try to hold for something, just so. And I strongly believe 2023 will be very different. It's not bad, it's not good, it's different. You need to be smart, flexible, and agile.
Perfect, man. Thank you a lot for today, Oleg. You have a great day, great year. Thank you.
Pleasure.